Middle-aged men have absolutely no business trying to have a family with an 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old woman. They'll say up and down that it's because of biological reasons, it's the most natural thing to do. They'll say it's because the woman is the most fertile at this age. But the science actually shows us the exact opposite. The science shows us that it's actually biologically detrimental and unnatural for men this age to be having children with women that younger than them. And a lot of men will say that it's because of a woman's biological time clock, but in fact, our biological time clock is much worse than a woman's biological time clock. Our biological time clock has been associated with genetic mutations through paternal aging. When men experience a decline in testosterone, usually it's anywhere from their mid-30s and onward, sometimes a little before that. But the moment that we experience that decline in testosterone, the quality of our sperm decreases exceptionally. You want to know how much it decreases? It decreases so much that not only is it going to affect the woman who we're having children with, but it's also going to directly affect the offspring later on in life. Scientific data and empirical information from the National Library of Medicine back in 2023 found out that there was at least 5 key components that all contributed to a man's delay in conception, and this affected the way he was going to have children with women significantly younger than him. Those 5 key components were a delayed blood supply to the pelvic area, a decline in testosterone, BPH, which is known as benign prostatic hyperplasia. There was also the narrowing of the vas deferens and shrinking testicles. In that study, they also found that the quality of a man's sperm is going to directly affect the offspring. A woman is typically born with all the eggs she's ever going to have, but a man's sperm cells continuously divide and replicate, therefore making new ones every so often. We are constantly making new sperm cells every so often throughout our entire life. The older we get, that quality does not stay the same. That's why I say that a man's biological time clock is worse, because it's also been associated with genetic mutations like skeletal dysplasias and dwarfism syndrome. A father's age could significantly affect the children. One study found that when women were having children with men aged 45 and above, they found that the children were 14% more likely to be admitted into the neonatal intensive care unit, 14% more likely to be born premature, and 18% more likely to develop seizures. Same study found that when women have children with men significantly older than them, they're 28% more likely to develop gestational diabetes, which only increases the risk of developing type 2 diabetes later on in life. So not only is it weird to be trying to have a family with a woman that younger than you if you're a middle-aged man, it's not just weird, it's also unnatural, scientifically inaccurate, and biologically detrimental. So when I say that middle-aged men should not be dating or having children with women significantly younger than them, it's not just my opinion. It is science backed by observation and empirics. Oh, it's just your opinion, bro. Live and let live without judging. They're both consenting adults is exactly what a weirdo would say.